Hello everybody, and welcome to a new playthrough that I thought I'd start because of the brilliance of this game, to be completely honest. I love this game. I got it about a week ago, and I've been playing it almost exclusively, and I think I'm competent enough in it to be able to do a good let's play of it. And Banished, if you are unaware, is a city building game with an emphasis towards survival, kind of. It takes one bad season, which it goes through the seasons of the year. You build crops, you build up your town, you build your houses, you try and get your population to be self-sustaining, and basically try and unlock the achievements. And if you read the title of this video, we are going to aim for a town of 1000. So this will be the Banished Road to 1000. And yeah, this game is tough. The town you've seen in the background is about 200 people, 220 people. And one season, one harvest was bad, and half the population nearly half the population died. And it was frustrating, but it was also like one of those holy shit moments. Like, I messed up really bad. Like, I overexpanded, I built one or too many houses, and my population started to die off, like, rapidly. And because they're hungry, they start not following orders. They don't actually harvest the crops, which is really weird. If you're starving, surely you'd go and harvest the crops, but when the population is starving, it's pretty easy to lose control. My way of controlling it was, it's really brutal, but was to let the population die off at a level where, you know, it plateaus, so that people are still able to live on the amount of food we had coming in. And yeah, so that is really tough. But amongst all this, I have got some really good video ideas, which is including this video series that I'm about to do. And this is a really long intro, so let's get started. New game. And okay, let's see if it'll generate a good cool name. Firestyle, Dotto, Lords. Oh, I like that name actually. Lordsland. Yeah, that sounds cool. And I've got a map seed off the Banished subreddit, and this one is supposed to be quite good for a city or town or whatever to expand on. So let's go with that. Terrain type is valleys, large. Climate mild, I think. Disasters are off. Starting conditions, I could have it on easy because it really doesn't affect the game that much, because if you genuinely think that the starting conditions affect your overall standing, it doesn't really. No, you could start off on hard, and all that it does is it means it takes longer to do stuff. Having it on easy means it gives you a decent head start amount of resources, which get used up pretty quick. So the starting conditions are really, if you're relying on it, like if you rely on the easy setting, your people will die quickly if you think it is going to be easy, because it's not. Hard just makes it so that you have to scavenge absolutely everything to begin with. I've played them all, and easy I think is the best, because the game to start off with has a lot of waiting. You sort of have to watch everything go along, and it takes quite a long time to get going. So I'm going to go off as easy starting conditions, and let's get started. Because if you think it's going to be easy now to get to 1000 population because I selected easy, I don't think you've played this game, because this is going to be tough. The first thing we should worry about is the food situation. Like, as soon as we spawn, we get a crop growing, or some sort of food source, like a fisherman's hut, gatherer's hut, or hunting cabin set up. Let's have a look around. Right, let's pause it. Wow, this map is actually really cool. Yeah, we can do some stuff on here. And we've got mountain sides for mines. Lots of flat ground so we can have massive crops. This is another big valley over here. This is going to be a good map. Yeah, I think we can do this. Let's just open up all the tabs. Let's get the stats tab, the event log, the map, mini-map out, limits, and the professions tab. Where's the limits one? There we are. I have all these tabs open so that you can manage them on the fly, because this game has a lot of micromanaging, and you also have to do your planning really sort of, you have to be on the ball with your planning, otherwise you will suffer. You have to sort of predict where you're going to go, like you have to plan for the future as well, that's what I was meaning. Not only in terms of how many resources you've got, but in terms of where buildings go, how efficient it will be, because if you don't plan out the buildings accordingly, you get inefficiencies which can actually lead to villagers not collecting crops and that sort of thing, which can lead ultimately to a famine, which will starve the population. So that is all the major tabs open, and let's have a look. We've got 5 houses. My rule of thumb is that you want to go with like half the population number of houses you should have, because 2 people occupy a house and then that's a family. So let's go and get a new house. Oh, we got some sheep to start off with. I forgot that's what happens on the easier difficulty. Yeah. I normally would build a crop here, but I'm thinking of what happened last time. I would build a road around the outside of here, and then build a crop in the centre. But it's, I would say, didn't really, you know, it's not very future-proof. If you build a crop there, you sort of, you've got a crop in the middle of your town. And I want to just measure how big a market is, because we need to get a market up as soon as possible. Because when we are expanding, this hub, the central hub, will no longer be our central hub, if you know what I mean. The markets will take emphasis away from using these storage barns. So we could put one in this valley here, because that's quite a good ring of influence. You want it around covering flat areas so that we can cover as many houses as possible. You put one here, and then we'll put one over here, and we should cover all our bases to begin with. Now, we've got just 20, just under 20, so 19 people we've got to start off with. So let's go with a new house. And since we've got sheep, we should really go with a herdsman as well. So yeah, I'm just planning out where's the best place for a herdsman to go. We could put them here, because if we make the pen a little bit smaller, it will expand quicker and start producing resources quicker. So if we move a road out to here, and I'm going to try and leave it so we can possibly build a tunnel through this wall, through this mountain or hill in the future. I don't really want to use my resources for that at the minute though. And this road looks like it can also be used as a fisherman's spot, or the route for the trading post. Where is it now? There's a trading post. Let's have a look what we can do here now. So we need at least, so that road is actually in the way there. We could build the trading post here in the future. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. So let's just put a little bit of road out there so we can plan it, go off in the future. Let's get all the roads going places, because if you don't have roads pre-laid out, you can end up having your villagers will end up going the long way around everywhere, and that is an inefficiency that can actually kill people if they're collecting resources. So let's get one of these herds up, a pasture up I mean, so we can get a herd of sheep developing. And let's put a little road behind there so that they can get access to it from all sides quite quickly. Get a little road down there. Since this dirt road doesn't cost anything, I usually lay it everywhere. And another tip I've got is that as soon as you've got enough resources, you should upgrade all your major roads that are busy with stone, like as soon as possible. Because the faster you can empty your fields, or harvest your fields and crops, yeah, the more you can, the less likely you are to starve. So I think I will go along with putting a farm in the center here, since it's already level ground. It should be, there we are, straight away, ready to go. Oh, squashes, I've not used them before, and I believe pumpkins have a higher yield. I don't know whether that's a thing, but I didn't actually play the tutorial this game, because with these sort of survival games I find it more fun to just jump in and see what works and what doesn't. So I've got like 30 hours in, and of my experience, pumpkins last longer than any other. Pumpkins, cabbage, and corn maybe last longer than other food. So I don't know whether that's just like a placebo effect, like I'm thinking it lasts longer than other food. But that's what I've experienced, and it makes sense that a pumpkin would last longer than a squash, because it is, you know, pumpkins are kind of massive. So let's go 2 farmers on there, and let's get 4 builders out of the population, and the rest can be labourers to clear this area out. The major concern at the minute is to get the food on the way. Since look at these greedy buggers now. 100. You've got this child that's got 100. 100. So we had just, I think, about 2,000 food to start off with, and these people will absolutely blitz the storage barn. And they're like the biggest bunch of bastards to each other you could ever know. Like during starvation or something really bad happening to your population, these people will hoard resources. Like, you'll see everybody else is dying, but you click on one of these houses, see their inventory, and it's like, oh, they've got 7 million potatoes. And it's like, you bastards, watching your neighbours dying. Yeah. But some of them are kind of retarded. Like, I don't use that word often, but, or lightly, or whatever the thing is. But, yeah, they are genuinely retarded sometimes, because you get a farmer who's got, or he's good guy Greg, you'll get a farmer that's got a huge crop of cabbages or peppers or whatever, and he will die of starvation himself. Logic. So it's either he's, you know, good guy Greg, he saves everybody else while he dies, or is he scumbag Steve because he's the farmer, and now because he's dead, everybody's gonna suffer for it. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. This is a cool map that they shared on the little subreddit. So, yeah, if you would like me to carry on playing Banished and these sorts of games, just let me know, 'cause city building games are my favourite. I was asked if I play SimCity, and my response to that was no. I boycotted the game. So I've been finding these little niche city builders, or this isn't really a city builder, I'd say a village to town builder this is. And another tip I would like to share is that you should get a school up and running before anything else, in my honest opinion. Because your population will be educated, like from the very beginning, and being educated increases their productivity and efficiency with completing tasks, which is extremely important. Also, I've got other tips to share that I've picked up over the time, and I will be probably making a tips video that's separate, so it'll be concise, so you don't have to watch all this if you don't want to.